Everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. First angel reading in a while. Got loads of questions. So I'm going to start with our opening prayer. It's so good to see you too, Sue. I'm gonna do our opening prayer and then I'm gonna go where the angels tell me to go. Okay. I've been up to a lot, so I'll cover a bit of that as well and tell you what's been going on behind the scenes. But let's start with our opening prayer and then I'll dive into all of the questions. Some of them are in my groups, some of them are on my main personal Facebook page, okay? But feel free to type them underneath this video as well because I'm on Restream and it will pop up, okay, underneath this video too so I can see. But just in case you're wondering where the hell the questions are coming from, it's because WhatsApp's got multiple questions. I've got them on the Facebook page and they're coming up underneath this video and I'll go where the angels are telling me to go. So let's start with our opening prayer and then off we go. O great spirit, Father Sky, Mother Earth, the winds, the waters, my father, my mother, Atanaha, all that is. Oh, we thank you for our lives and we thank you for these good people. We thank you for all that we are and all that we are to become. We dedicate our time spent together and our relationships with one another to you. We ask that our suffering be ended and our pain be lifted to the love and to the peace that lay beyond. Aho, amen, namaste. It's so good to see you too, Mattis. It's really good to see you too, Diana. Okay, let's rock and roll. So, who's the first person today? Okay, so Nicola Leonard is saying, why so much ego? Why so much pain? Can there be a different way for us all? If so, when? So, without going too much into the spiritual theory around metaphysics, right? What humans are learning inside this earth is that we are the creators and that we are the power in our world. And for that to work, we have to be allowed to create, right? And that means depending on what we focus on, we create. And humans, Course in Miracles says there's nothing more dangerous than an undisciplined mind. Most human minds are completely untrained. We tend to focus on what we don't want. We tend to focus on our pain and what's wrong in order to fix it. And it actually doesn't fix it, it just creates more of the stuff we don't want, right? But we don't know that. Most people genuinely have no understanding of the laws of the universe at all. Not the law of motion, not the law of magnetism, not the law of attraction, not the law of love, not the law of reciprocity, not the laws of karma. Most people are really out of touch. And there is an awakening happening, but most people, even when they understand it intellectually, they don't practice it. And then there's this disconnection between who we know we're capable of being and who we are actually embodying. Right? And then that gets all jumbled. Okay. So why so much pain and suffering? Because we suffer on it. And this can be really, really tragic, right? It can be as little as you're manifesting poverty or lack in some way, but it can be as bad as war or, disease. So it's really, really, especially in the collective conscious, a very powerful concept that you are the power in your world. The point of power is always in the present moment and to focus on what you desire, not on what you fear. The other part of why so much ego is that ego is fear. So ego is the mask that we create as little children and in the collective consciousness to protect us from the pain that we feel. So it's not there to hurt us, it's there to protect us. And it only breaks down when you understand that you are divinely protected all the time. You don't require any more protection than that connection to the divine. Okay. But when you're little, especially if you have no connection or it's been cut off, right? You don't remember that. You don't know that. So you do the very best that you can with the knowledge and understanding that you have. But most people still have an inner child or an archetype driving their life as opposed to their own consciousness or their own heart. Okay. So I'm going to do a quick energy break and then we'll move on to the next person. Okay, Jennifer Morgan is saying, I'm working diligently to get out of what seems like a downward spiral of victimhood. Would love some guidance from the angels on moving out of this quickly. Thank you so much for all that you do. I'm just doing a quick scan on Jennifer. I'm just going to start by sending so much unconditional love. This one, I can see lots of people lighting up like Christmas trees. So if you are experiencing this, if you just feel like you're stuck in bitterness or your heart just hurts, right? And all you can see is how much you don't have and how much people don't love you. I'm just going to bring in Archangel Michael, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Metatron, and we're just going to start to clear up that heart chakra. Now, some of you are hiding behind anxiety, some of you are hiding behind depression, and the angels are saying, can you please hand this over? Because this is just the wall. This is just the fear. The real issue is the trauma and the belief that you're not worthy of love, that you're not worthy of good, and fear of your own pain, fear of yourself. So some of you have anxiety, but it's hiding anger. Some of you have um, sadness, but it's hiding like a deep desire and worthiness. So whatever it is that got buried, right, by the trauma, we're going to let Creator resurrect it now. There we go. And we're going to switch archetypes, right? We're going to alchemize the victim into the victor archetype, because each archetype alchemizes into its higher power and its higher potential. So if you're in victim, the higher power is victor. There we go. Whew. I can feel that coming off of shoulders, hearts, lifelines, DNA. Some of you, this is really deep ancestral stuff. So if you would like this healed on an ancestral level, just say yes, and we'll get that moving for you. Okay, I'm going to have a quick look inside the groups as well, just so everybody... Oh, you know what? I'll keep Facebook on the phone and I'll put up WhatsApp on the computer, so I can see everybody. So I'm going to go into the advanced first. Okay, Ravinder Singh. Hi, Sky. Can I ask the angels the following questions, please? I'm ready to let in romantic love. I've met a guy who is so much younger than I. However, we are very much having a great time together, just as friends, but the age factor stops us from being together. It's through him that I'm connecting to the part of me who wants romance in my life, and also getting to experience the joys of being with someone I totally connect with, and helps me realize that there are men out there who share the same values, sense of humor, and desires that I seek. Basically, he ticks many boxes, more than I ever hoped for, apart from the age factor. What can I do to let in the love I desire? Is he still part of my love journey, or should I walk away from him? Are the best steps for me to allow in and receive the love that I want? So immediately I'm seeing Archangel Ariel, that's the angel of the oceans, and I'm seeing Archangel Shamuel, that's the angel of love, and also the angel like the cherubim, which are the cherubs of love angels. So this is definitely a soulmate connection. And they're really showing me that this is about you tapping into your um, divine feminine. This is about you really tapping into that dark feminine as well, where you remember that you are magnetic, that you are attractive, that you are the prize. You know, being in your worthiness as a woman is not about it's not about your age, it's not about your looks, it's about you knowing that you are the best, most incredible thing, that you are a gift to any man inside your life, right? And men go mad for that energy because it's the truth of who we are. Women multiply things, we increase things, we magnify things. We're incredible, right? You give us a little seed, we make a baby. You give us a house, we make a home. You give us a bunch of people, we make a community. That's the way that we work. We connect the dots, we pull everything together, and we magnify it, right? For better and for worse. So if you give us bad stuff, then that doesn't go well for you either. But women are incredible that way. We're incredible creators. So having a woman inside your home, inside your corner, inside your heart magnifies your power, multiplies your power. It's like they say about money or health. Nothing, it doesn't change who you are. It magnifies who you are. All right. So it's when you really understand your worth, right? That your presence in any man's life, in any child's life, in any person's life, when you are in your when you're in your feminine, is increasing everything good that they can have and who they are. You're no longer worried about how you prove your worth. You just know that you were made unconditionally worthy. Okay. So let's just release any beliefs that you have to earn a man's love through age, through beauty, through... You don't owe anyone pretty, right? And you don't owe anyone to perfection. You owe them your authentic divine self, because that's what you owe you. There we go. And can feel Archangel Michael coming in so strong here. So this protection, we just release the shock and trauma of having to earn love your whole life and believing that if you don't have it, it's because you're not pretty enough or clever enough or spiritual enough, when the truth is you are always enough. There we go. Hi, Claudia. Hi, Garen. Hi, Gabriella. Okay, that's moving beautifully. I'm going to do another one from the advanced group. Then I'll go back to the main. Look at how good I'm getting at navigating tech. I'm proud of me. Right, got Matthew. Hi, Sky. Hope all is going well. Missed you. I missed you too. Could the angels please give me some guidance on who my promised people are, at least initially, and if there's any specific issues I am to help with? We'll be ramping up serving soon after some challenging personal situations. Any guidance appreciated. Thank you so much, love, Matthew. So let's have a quick scan. Angels, show me. Okay, so immediately I'm getting Archangel Samuel coming in. It's the angel of love and also a really powerful angel of abundance. And I'm seeing like money coming in, business coming in. And I'm seeing two main audiences. I'm seeing a very strong feminine spiritual audience. A lot of spiritual women deeply trust you, and it's already like an audience that you have there already. And then I'm seeing a lot of businessmen that are already like conscious, that are waking up. Think like Mind Valley, think um Joe Dispenza, Paul McKenna. Think like these really powerful male figures that are looking to really connect with this divine masculine, dark masculine power that you have awakened inside you, and for you to facilitate them getting to the next level business wise, and at the same time holding groups where you're attracting lots of spiritual people coming in. They're showing me not to limit yourself. So some people, they're like have a niche in their divine life purpose, and some people are generalists. So the generalists are more like the Marissa Peers of the world, the Anthony Robbins of the world, the Paul McKennas of the world. They work in money and relationships, and they are incredibly successful in all of these areas. And then there are the nichers. They're a bit more, and a niche can be a season or it can be a lifetime. So some people will work with children their whole life, or animals their whole life, or relationships their whole life. And some people will work with it for a season of their life and then move on to another area. Okay, so they're showing me that you're a generalist and this is part of your life. So you're going to work in business and relationships and health, and you're going to do it as in seasons. One is going to be a spring, one is going to be a winter, one is going to be an autumn. Just choosing. They're really showing me business to begin with, because that's already where you feel very strong, and they're showing me it's okay to start strong, like just because it's already vulnerable coming out of the spiritual closet, really stepping into your power, really shifting career paths. This is already a very vulnerable thing. So as you become stronger, start in an area where you feel like you really know what you're doing, and then they're saying it's okay to shift into an area where they're saying it's going to be business, then it's going to be health, and then it's going to be relationships, because that's the relationships where you still feel like you're figuring things out. And health is what you're currently finishing, mastering, working on, and you've already mastered the business side or the providing side. Okay. Claire's saying, how do I message the group? It doesn't really matter. I can see you inside the private chat. Just drop your question in there and I'll come to it if the angels are guiding me. I promise. Don't worry. It doesn't really matter where you message. I see you. I really see you. I also want you guys to know that you need to trust the process, in the sense that the questions that I'm getting guided to answer are not just for the people that I'm answering them for. Dun, dun, dun. You know this. The angels speak to everybody in their own mysterious ways. So open your heart, right? Open your mind so that you can receive exactly what's for your highest and best good, exactly what aligns with your highest soul, exactly the codes, exactly the energies. It's really, really powerful just being here. There are 100,000,000 angels around here, right? There's billions of angels here that are here to help you. And that's really, really important that you understand that. It's a power far greater than me that is blessing you, okay? That wants to nurture you, improve the vibration of the whole planet through you and with you, okay? So we're coming together. Our minds are joined, our hearts are joined. That powerful angelic angel energy is coming in through your guardian angels, through your higher angels, through your divine life purpose angels, so that you get everything that you need. And you just relax and breathe and trust the process. Okay, so I'm getting guided to go into the normal group. I'm just going to tap into the medical intuitive group now. They're going to be graduating soon, this round of medical intuitives. I'm going to be opening up the waiting list. They've done such an incredible job working with cancer and getting into remission, working with infertility issues. They've just been incredible, this group. They've worked through some very deep personal traumas as well. This is the group with the most people doing self-healing that I've ever had. It's been very deep and transformational for everybody. And this is the group where my second baby boy came in. So for those of you that don't know, I've just had my second child. I am roughly 9 weeks postpartum. So Matthew's like, is this on now? No, it is on now, Matthew. It's 11 until 12. Yeah, so those of you that don't know, I'm 9 weeks postpartum. So this has been a very powerful group for me as well, shifting me into multiples, like being a mom of multiples and still being in my power within that, and shifting me to a higher level of support and of abundance as well. Thank you, Jackie. I haven't announced anything on social. You guys are the first people that I'm telling, other than the people that were already working with me inside the groups. I will be announcing everything soon, but I wanted to like really cherish this time before I shared it with the world. So now that I'm coming out, you guys are getting all the tea, as it were, and there's way more. I've done so much creating this year. It's insane. So many self-study courses coming out, so many incredible things and communities that are going to come up. So watch this space. Okay, Rachel saying, hi Sky, can you ask the best way to hold loving space for my husband going forward in his healing journey, and the actions to help myself be visible online for my healing business? So with your husband, they're saying that this is like very similar to the first message that we got from Ravinder, which is explore that desire, like that let go of control and let him be, right? Let him be. There's something very powerful about letting the man be men, right? The best way to put this is that in every person, there's a king and a fool, and the archetype that you speak to is the one that you're calling forth. So when you're mothering your man, when you're speaking to the fool in him, when you think he doesn't get it, or he needs taking care of, or that you have to teach him, or that you have to fix him, okay? Oh, thank you, Sue. Then you are disempowering him, and you are actively affirming that he's not enough for you. Right? Nobody wants to sleep with their mother or father, so their sexual energy gets destroyed, right? But also, you can feel it if your partner doesn't really respect you, doesn't really see you as clever, doesn't really see you as interesting and equal. And so all of that stuff is spiritual contempt masquerading as spiritual help. So in Course in Miracles, we have this concept called forgiveness to destroy, right? Which is when you forgive somebody, but the idea is that you forgive them so you can feel spiritually superior, not because you really understand the concept of forgiveness, not because you've really mastered grace. And it's superficial forgiveness. It's not real, right? It's not deep inside your heart. You get it, that they are light and you are light, and they are God's child and you are God's child, and that you make as many mistakes as everybody else on the planet, right? You're still on that spiritual high horse. So it's the same thing with relationships. Is that, oh, I need to help them spiritually because they're less evolved or lower vibration than me. It sounds really good, but the reality is it's all spiritual contempt. So can we release all of that and trust that if you focus on the light in them, that is what is going to awaken or glow, right? And that you have to hold space for this, especially if you've been focusing on their fool or their flaws for a long time. Because it's going to take time for them to trust you. It's a betrayal to focus on a partner's inadequacies, right? That's how you would feel if they were only looking at the stuff you did wrong. So it counts the other way as well. There we go. That's starting to shift now. And as for like the next part of your question, I had to become more visible online. So this is one that I'm massively been working on, but from what I'm seeing is it's a vibrational match. So many of us struggle with self-care. And when you struggle with self-care, you attract people that don't care about you. And that includes online audiences, that includes clients. And this caused so much mayhem for me the first year that I was working and I started being much more visible, that my audience exploded from like classes of like 30 people to like classes of 60, 70, 100 people. It caused so much mess because I didn't understand that if I didn't care for myself, I would pull in other people that weren't able to care for me. And I found self-care very hard, right? There's so much neglect in my childhood that I had to really work through those. And there were so many beliefs that women caring for themselves was vanity or was selfishness. It took a lot to pull all of those out. So for all of those listening that have the same beliefs, right, that self-care is vanity, that self-care is selfishness, that self-care is neglecting other people, right? Can we release all of that so that you can be more visible? Because allowing yourself to put yourself out there means you have to actually serve yourself, means you have to actually care for yourself, right? You have to care for your success, you have to care for your gifts, you have to nurture and care for your audience. So that starts with yourself. Self-care is the way of caring for others. So let's release all of those fears that you don't know how to care for yourself, and deep down you don't know how to care for others. Oh, there's so much heartbreak around that. So Archangel Shamiel surrounding your heart with a pink light. It's probably why I'm wearing the pink blazer today, that law of compassion coming in. There we go. I had the most powerful theta healing session with Josh Steibel, Viana's son, a couple of weeks ago to help me come out of visibility as well. So anybody that wants the downloads and the energy that came through for me that's appropriate for you as well, just say yes, and my higher self, Creator, will take care of it too. That you can come out of hiding, so that you understand that you are powerful, that your gifts are powerful, that your divine life purpose is necessary, that you matter, and that you are safe in this world. And you can attract audiences and people that care for you the way that you care for them. Oh, there we go. That's feeling shivers all over my spine. So that's you, Rachel. And then I'm going to come back to the questions along here. Okay, Hental is saying, hi, Sky. Can you help me receive guidance from my angels about my fear of visibility and learning, and if learning silent counseling will really help? So when I'm tuning into you, Hental, my love, what they're showing me is that everything that you learn will really help, okay? But it won't be as effective until you believe, right, in your own power. So let's release the blocks. Imagine them falling away like the petals of a flower, to you believing in yourself, to you trusting in the divine light within you, to you understanding that it's not the modality, it's the love that heals, right? Long before I had any modality, I kid you not, like, and I had my spiritual awakening at 17/18, long before I had any modality, long before I had any idea what I was really doing, God was healing through me. I remember sitting in a hospital straight after I'd had exploratory I think they call it laparoscopy or something. I don't know what they call it, but when they put their camera into your intestines to see what's going on. And I was in quite a bit of pain because I'd had gastrointestinal issues for quite a while, and they were trying to figure out what was going on. And I already had my underactive thyroid, and there I was, in this bed, waiting the few hours for the anesthetic to work before I could leave the hospital. And there were other people who just had more advanced surgeries or serious surgeries around me. And just the conversations we were having about EFT, about healing, I didn't have qualifications in any of this. I was just talking about the ability to heal. But quantum healing works, right? Who I was as a medical intuitive was already informing. And like the number of healings I've done on my inner children, that I've done on the different parts of me, right, was coming back into that past and healing not just me, but the other people in the room. And those people started tapping and watching the YouTube videos on how to do EFT and doing different meditations whilst I was in the room at the same time, and their pain was reducing and their health was returning. So trust me when I say that the modality is not what heals. God heals, love heals. So don't make your success conditional on the modality, because you'll hold yourself back. Okay, start being more visible today. Start helping people today. If the word visibility triggers you, focus on service. That's what I do. That's one of the reasons that I love doing angel readings, is that I love the connection. I love the channeling energy. I love being in communion with you guys. I'm way better at this than I am at recording little things or being in a room on my own, creating lots of content. I love you and you love me. And that synergy creates this movement and momentum and these ripples that go out into the multiverse, right? So work in the way that helps you serve and that lights you up and that makes you feel most authentically you, because that way that you bless your community has to return to you, but also because it makes you happy to be who you are. It makes you happy to glow up and to light up, right? It's just the most incredible, beautiful thing that whatever you give just magnifies and expands and grows. So focus on service and focus on how incredible it is that God put gifts in you, that by using those, you would not only help other people, but you would bring yourself bliss, right? You would glow up, you would become who you were supposed to be. Prezati saying, yes, every question was resonating with me today. Thank you so much. Yeah, to me too, actually. But I'm still feeling like I love you and I'm feeling really, really vulnerable. Really, really vulnerable. Okay, let's do this. So Janice is saying, hi, Sky. I have a question about my gut. Can you scan my gut and tell me if I brought this sickness on myself? And if I did, do I need to address to release it? So let's bring in Archangel Raphael and Archangel Michael, because the first fear is that you brought this on. Darling, just because you created something unconsciously doesn't mean you brought it on yourself, doesn't mean you deserve it, doesn't make it your fault. Creating a disease in the body is not the same thing as it being your fault or you bringing something on yourself. If you believe something is your fault, it just shows you that you have guilt in your core blueprint. This is one of the things that we work with in Medical Intuitive that you know, but how do I explain this? So you can only do the best you have with the understanding that you have at the time. Okay. And I would go as far as to say the spiritual practice that you have at the time. So knowing that you create everything isn't the same as being able to change everything that you're creating. That's a spiritual skill. It requires spiritual musculature. It requires practice, right? It requires commitment and focus only on what you desire. So as I'm scanning you, they're showing me there's two elements to this. The first that they're showing me, and you have to, I would get this double checked, right? Because this is just a reading. This is not I'm obviously not allowed to diagnose online, but I'm seeing a copper deficiency that's causing gut issues in you. So I would go and have a look at copper and getting some tests for minerals, looking at maybe taking some shellac or a really bioavailable copper supplement. And I'm also seeing that there's a lot of like we talked about, a lot of being very hard and very critical on yourself, a lot of emotional hardness on yourself, like belief that people being hard on you is love, criticism is love. So can we release all that too? Antal saying your inner child healing course is really helping me. Yeah, guys, we have an inner child healing course. Whoop, whoop. We have so many courses this year. Okay. I'm getting all excited. One reading at a time. So let me just release this for Janice, and then we'll go into the quickly into the self-study courses. Okay. So let's just release all the inner child wounds. This idea that self-criticism, being hard on yourself, having others be hard on you is love. And let's show you the truth that that was just parents that didn't know how to create connection, how to teach you about virtues and behavior through love instead of through control. They were doing the best that they could, right? And for them, it was the way they knew how to express love, but it's not the highest available form of love. And it's not the best way to connect with yourself. So can we release that now? And we're just going to bring in the inner child angels and help them really love that little inner child that feels so unlovable, that feels like it can't do anything right. There we go. Whew. I can feel like defense after defense after defense. So can Archangel Michael take down all the defenses? The protector parts are like, no, if you really knew me, then you wouldn't like me, then you wouldn't think that. This is not about me or what I know. This is about God loving you exactly as you are. And about that part that you think is so unlovable and that you don't know how to love. You need to let God in there because you don't know how to love that child, but God does. You don't know how to love your inner child, but God does. Your angels do. You have to let God in there. There we go. Woo. Gosh, can you feel all that darkness moving? It's like a tsunami. Okay, beautiful. So I'm going to do the energy break, and I'm quickly going to tell you guys what Hentel is talking about. So like I said, I've created a lot of really mind-blowing, incredibly powerful courses. The feedback that I'm getting on a daily basis in WhatsApp, in the DMs, people telling me how powerful the meditations are, people telling me their relationships have transformed, their finances have transformed. It's still blowing my mind because before I always had to work really hard to receive. So this is me shifting to ease, right? Which is amazing for you guys because you're going to shift to ease with me. To being able to receive without having to exchange time, but also being able to bless your gift, um, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, to the people that you came here to serve, which is an incredible thing. I'm no longer limiting how many people I can help by whether or not I'm in the room. So it's huge being able to give on a higher level. And it's the same thing for you guys. So there are self-study courses. You still have my village, so you'll still get added to the WhatsApp group so I can answer questions and support you as you go on the journey. And you're going to have an incredible community of like-minded souls. But you can join these courses whenever it feels an alignment with your heart or what you need. There are guided healing meditations that are really powerful to remove all these blocks. And we have literally right now the mother wound course is out. We have an inner child healing course. We have gosh, we have loads. We have a father wound healing course where there's more courses going to be released throughout the year. I'm going to put them all underneath this video, and you can feel what connects with you. But in each of these courses, we go through clearing the archetypes, like illuminating the archetypes, clearing the shadow work and the shadow aspects, the past life stuff, unplugging you from the collective consciousness. These are very powerful courses. And because you have the WhatsApp group support as well, you can arrange swaps and you can ask me questions. And it's really gathering momentum and moving at speed. It's also a lower price point than Medical Intuitive Mastermind if you want to come in there and still get that support, but you don't feel like you're quite ready for Medical Intuitive yet, or that may not be your life path, right? So there's so many courses that are coming out this year. Watch this space. And we'll put the list of courses underneath as well so that you can tap into those. But there are many that are going to be cascading out because I created them last year and now they're ready. And I'm ready to be able to hold that space, to be able to hold that container for more people. I really had to work on the visibility stuff, the self-care stuff on a very deep level before I was ready. Hental saying, is it okay if I do one meditation from the inner child course healing every day? I'm resonating with many archetypes. Yeah, it's completely okay to do one meditation every day, or to do, especially once you've been through the course and you're letting it sink in, you will feel guided to the one that's coming up for you that day and that you're allowing it to release. You've been a child in every single lifetime that you've had as a human being. So it makes sense that many of the archetypes resonate with many of you, and that's completely okay. It might be because you're healing your family constellation. It might be because you're healing your different lifetimes. Maybe because you're healing your ancestors, and it might be because you had 2 or 3 archetypes interplaying in your childhood in this life. Completely fine. It's a powerful course that's going to help you fix what needs to be fixed through that divine light inside your body. Okay, let's see what other questions we have. Okay, so Sabrina saying, hi Sky, I've always had bruises on my calves since I was a child. I don't remember a day that I haven't had bruising on the front of my lower calves. My acupuncturist mentions this was typically a symptom of dampness in the body. What can I do to stop the bruising? Thank you, Sabina. So they're showing me like raised legs and lymphatic massage. Work on your lymph system. So lymph system, according to Theta Healing Louise Hay, is this battle with yourself, right? Is this belief that battle is the only way, or suppression is the only way to be who you are or discover who you are. So can we release that in any ways in which you have been suppressing yourself or obligating other people to suppress you, or you're in this battle or you need this argument to be allowed to be who you are because you weren't given the space as a soul or as a child to be who you are. There we go. Whew. going to go back to the main Facebook page as well because I'm being drawn there now. I think some of you had business questions and that's coming up in the collective too. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Christina Perez is saying, hi, Sky. Next step or direction, my career/work, as I feel stuck at the moment. Thank you. Okay, so I'm really strongly seeing back to the visibility thing for you. And I'm also seeing like deep fear of what you create having no worth and no value. So the real issue is not the stuckness. The real issue is the worthiness. Because you feel like you have no worth, right? You are feeling like you're doing something wrong by being visible and putting yourself out there, and you don't really believe that the meditations you're creating, the courses you're creating have value. You don't really get how much they're blessing the people that you came here to serve. So then there's a weirdness in the vibration, right? You're just kind of keeping it to yourself, you're guarding it, you're kind of protecting them, protecting you, protecting yourself from rejection, but protecting them from this, this thing that you think has no worth, when the truth is it has infinite worth. Your creativity is part of God's breath on the earth, right? And it's for your chosen people. It's a lock for their key. So let's, another way around, the key for their lock. You have to really trust that wherever you are on your spiritual journey, there are people who are there with you, right? That's the law of resonance. It's not about how advanced you are, whether you're high vibrational enough, or it's really about trusting that wherever you are, there are other people there too. Okay. So that's where comparisonitis can leave the building. There we go. And that you can really allow yourself to be authentic in every season of your light and spiritual growth, and trust that God had a plan for that. It's not a mistake. It's not that you're behind. It's not that you have to get somewhere faster. It's that you have to allow yourself to serve in every season. So if you guys want that one, just say yes. I have creator's perspective, definition, understanding of how to serve in every season, and to trust that what I am creating is a blessing to this world, to my community, and that it has value. Just as I have value to God and to humanity, so do my creations have value to God and to humanity. It matters. There we go. So when you hide your gift, you withhold your blessings from the world, whether you intend to or not. Right? The more that you don't, the more visible you are, the less people get blessed by what you create, and the less people who need you. How many times have you been like waiting for another teacher, waiting for a course, or looking for something and knowing you just can't put your finger on it, right? You just haven't come across it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You agreed that a teacher or a person was going to give you a downloads or knowledge or information, and you can't find them because they're blocked, right? So it's the same thing when you're trying to put yourself out there and you can't. You have contracts. You agree on a soul level to serve. So when you're holding yourself back, you can't do that. Okay. Hi, Sam. It's good to see you. It's been ages as well. Okay. Okay. Nelly saying, hi, I would like to receive career guidance as I lost my job recently. Thank you. Okay. So immediately I'm actually hearing your guardian angels laughing because they're saying you hated the job. Like you hated the job. So it's not so much as you lost the job as you let it go. It's like you thought that you needed it for financial security, and actually it was holding you back from ever having financial security. So let's just take a minute to release. Okay, Archangel Michael's coming in super strong. Can we just cut the cords of this job to that collective consciousness as being the source of your abundance? God is the source of your abundance. The job is not the source of your abundance. The job is a manifestation of your worthiness, of your belief in worthiness of abundance. Okay, beautiful. Okay, Sam is saying, so lovely to see you back here. Just 30 minutes ago, I thought about maybe I should get a reading to see if I'm missing anything. Is there anything you can see that I can't? Much love. Okay, let's scan Sam to see what Creator has. Okay, so Creator's showing me you're lonely, Sam. You're isolating yourself. And there's trust issues here. You're really staying away from people. There's a real energy of not letting anybody really get close and not being able to trust anybody. So this is really a self-trust wound. And so let's just ask the angels and God to come in. So pulling, I know this might feel very vulnerable. So say yes if you want this, and anyone else listening, the same thing. But we're just going to let God in. So when you don't know how to trust yourself, trust me when I say that God trusts you and that God knows what happened, and there's parts of yourself that you don't know how to trust, that you don't know how to heal. God knows how to do it. The angels know how to do it. So let's just open up where you can't, God can. So you're like, I don't know. I don't know if I could ever trust again. I don't know if I could ever believe in myself again. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can succeed. God knows. So where you don't have the faith, you're going to lean on God's faith. Okay, you're going to lean on that mind of God. You're not going to lean on your own strength. You're going to lean on God's strength. There we go. Oh, that's starting to move now. Okay, beautiful. Okay, Bruna saying, hi Sky, I'm starting to create photography and poetry. Well done. And will be sharing? Will be after everything we've done today. Come on, Bruna. Come on. Stop. There is no such thing as perfection. Stop waiting for a perfect moment and just start sharing. Okay, so rejection's coming up when I'm scanning, Bruna. She's saying, I'm very happy with that, but I don't know how it can help my work as a therapist. What is the divine plan? Laugh out loud. You don't understand how poetry can help your work as a therapist. Okay, girl, let me like motivate you and bring it to you, because the amount of poetry that I've been reading, postpartum poetry, dark feminine poetry, spiritual poetry, is poetry is the language of the soul, and it allows people to feel seen and understood and heard. So it's incredibly powerful, just like music is powerful. And it supports therapy because art literally connects the prefrontal cortex with the subcortical brain. So your poetry, your art supports other people in being able to connect their prefrontal cortex with their subcortical brain, and therefore process and release the trauma that they did not know how to witness, that they didn't even know how to let God witness. Okay, so your poetry, your photography is very connected with your therapeutic path, and you're allowed to have more than one gift. You're allowed to have more than one business. You do not have to limit yourself. Okay, trust the process. Trust that one thing 100% supports the other. Tanya's saying, oh my gosh, I love you so. I love you too. It's amazing to see you too. She's saying, it's amazing to see you this morning here in New Jersey, USA. Healing and blessings. So much love to you as well. I missed you guys, but I'm not going to lie. The postpartum bubble is very necessary. And because I was deeply preggers with baby and setting up the roots for this year, I had to like really go into winter. I'm really sorry that I had to kind of go within, and I'm really sorry I didn't communicate better as I went within. But hey, I'm human too. I'm not perfect. I'm learning, I'm growing, and I'm really glad to be back with you all. Okay. Okay, Tanya's saying, may I have a reading starting to emerge? So they're really showing me like work for you. The manifestation is like about working with momentum. So they're saying really start manifesting with vortexes, manifesting with nature, taking manifestation walks and motion walks. There's something about needing to get outside and getting away from this hard work thing and getting into ease as things start to manifest, because you have the self-care when we were talking about earlier, and that's going to sabotage your growth. So really focus on the self-care and being able to receive, so that as you grow and the momentum grows, you don't cap the growth that you're experiencing, and you don't attract people that are going to hurt you. Sam is saying, thank you. I moved to a new area. It's lovely, however, far from anyone I know. I've been drawn to the local church, which is medieval and first there in the 10th century. Yeah, you're being really drawn to community. Really drawn to community. Tony's saying, absolutely support your rest. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I need that. I really need permission to rest, guys. It's not even funny how much I'm getting it. I'm really starting to get the ease with which it's possible to allow God to do his work through you and with you. But it's taken me lifetimes. Didn't have to take that long. That's how stubborn I am. Okay, Kimmy, well, of course we do. We have the fraudsters back. So Kimmy, tarot reader, is another fraudy person. Guys, I'm not going to message you asking you to DM me for an accurate reading. I don't do the DM thing unless you're actually I've got the blue tick for the authentic thing. So I'm going to quickly remove the fraudy person. We'll keep doing readings for everybody. Just bless the fraudy person. They don't know what they're getting involved with. Apparently their angels need to talk to them too. Some fraudy people have spiritual gifts. What can you say? They just don't know not to misuse them. Okay, let me just tap back into the online groups. Okay. Okay. Just scanning to see who the angels think is going to help us all the most next. Bear with me. Bruna's saying, I think you skipped. It's not skipping, it's divine guidance. I'm not doing it in order. I'm doing it based on who's going to get help the most. Okay. There's between all the four platforms, over 100 questions. So don't worry, not skipping, just going in where my intuition and the angels are guiding me to go. Okay. Jackie Kemp is saying, hi, I'm going to ask the best move for me to up-level my business. Thank you, Sky. I hope the family are well and that everyone is good. So like immediately I'm getting the angels saying you need to work on your worth because you're undercharging dramatically. And they're also saying that you don't understand how powerful your gift is. So you don't understand how much you're helping people. And it feels like arrogance to you. It feels like taking advantage of people because of your past trauma. So let's just bring in the inner child angels to help you release the belief that you are going to hurt people with your gifts. There's some mentor trauma here as well. Oh, see, thank you, Jackie. This is why it's going to help so many people. So there's so many of you that have mentor trauma. Hands up if you have mentor trauma, right? You've had a teacher that hurt you in your childhood, or you've had a mentor that hurt you in adulthood, and you're holding on to it. And then it's blocking you because you're scared you're going to hurt the people you're here to serve, but it's also pulling in more mentors that don't have the integrity that you need, or you're scared of working with the people that you're guided to work with. Right? Whatever excuse the ego is making, whether it's that you can't afford it, or that they wouldn't see you, or that they would compete with you, or what they would be jealous of you, whatever it is that comes up, right? Or that they would attack you or belittle you or make fun of you. And this is very normal teacher trauma from childhood and from other lifetimes that can then get passed on to adult trauma and makes us fear our own authority and ultimately God's divine authority, right? God is in control. God is in charge. God is the ultimate mentor. So if you have mentor trauma or teacher trauma, it blocks you from allowing God to mentor you, God to train you, God to heal you. So if you have mentor trauma and I can see you lighting up like Christmas trees, just say yes and we'll release it so that you can fully step into being the highest version of mentorship that you are supposed to be. and that you can receive the highest level of mentorship that you're supposed to have, that you can bless other people with your mentorship, and that you can receive divine mentorship or God's mentorship now. That was another one I had to heal. Gosh, I created so much silliness with that one. There we go. Whew, gonna forgive myself and forgive all the people, because there's still something there in me as well. So thank you, Jackie, for bringing that one up. This is blocking so many of you from stepping up into being spiritual teachers, from actually teaching your own modalities, or teaching theta healing or EFT or silent, whatever it is that you're supposed to be teaching. There's like a huge block connected to this. So can we release that now? Get Archangel Metatron coming in going, yes, we need this to move. We need these guys to start teaching. So can we just give Archangel Metatron a big yes, and Archangel Michael a big yes, start removing these blocks to you stepping into your power as spiritual teachers, spiritual influencers. Because of fear of rejection or fear of making mistakes. There are no perfect mentors, guys. It doesn't exist. There we go. Okay, beautiful. Bruno's like, it seems like a fear of power. Yeah, it's like Marianne Williamson says, it's our greatness that frightens us. It's our power that frightens us, not our fear, right? The fear is a distraction. It's our power that we're most afraid of. It's our greatness that we're the most afraid of. And the more that you start being visible, the more that you start working with people that are already in the frequency that you know that you're here to hold and to embody, the more that you create a community of people that are lit up, that are glowing, that are happy, that are living in the promise that God put them in, the easier it becomes, the more grace moves through your life. I was listening to a really beautiful song. If you haven't listened to it, it's called Counting Your Blessings. And the lyrics are 1, 2, 3, up into infinity. I'd run out of numbers before I could thank God for everything. Right? When you start doing gratitude practice, when you start looking at the ways that God has blessed your life, you would genuinely run out of numbers before you could thank God for everything that has already been given to you. It's just that we're shut and shut away from the truth. The truth is that every breath we take, every movement of my hands, and every manifestation of the gifts, and every promise that's been spoken over my life is a gift. Every child that's been born, every opportunity that's been given, every penny that's landed in the bank account, every day in my mother's womb, every time I run across the garden, there's so many tiny things you are already so incredibly blessed, and so am I. Right? But we're not focused on that, right? So the more that you focus on what you don't have, the more lack manifests. And the more that we focus on what we do have, the more beauty manifests. And one of the lyrics I love from that song is that the more that you look through the details of your life, the more of God's goodness you'll see, the more of God working in your life that you could never have planned, you will see, right? So that's really, really, really crazy, stupid, beautiful, and crazy, stupid, true. Okay, let me have a quick look on our page again. Yeah, thank you, Jackie. I really love you. I'm glad that you're doing well. Oh, I'm getting one more thing, because I think it's going to serve not just you, but other people, but specifically for you, okay, more than everybody else. They're really showing me that there's also like abandonment trauma, because you're scared of losing people if you increase your prices, and you that's going to happen, okay? And I remember the first time my tiniest shift in price from charging £10 I used to charge £10 for a live workshop masterclass, right? And that's how low self-worth that I had. I would give people a 5-6 hour workshop, and you can see them recorded for free on YouTube for £10. And that was where I was in my frequency, and it was a blessing at that time to me and to them, because I was mastering my spiritual teaching skills. But you could see how my worth was low. And when I decided to increase the price of my workshops to like £20, because I was still judging myself, because I still didn't understand my worth, I still had people saying, "It's too much. I'm not going to come because I'm not going to come anymore because you're greedy or you're charging too much or blah blah blah." So there will always be people, especially when you're new at increasing your prices and it feels really vulnerable, that might guilt trip you or give you a hard time. Do not let it stop you. Okay, they have been a vibrational match for you. You served each other, you blessed each other here. And if they can't bless you in the new vibration that you're in, it's not personal. It's just that you're shifting and they're staying where they are for now. And that's okay, right? It's completely okay. There are so many people that are still in that vibration. They're still going to get everything they need from somebody else. It's just not where you are anymore. Okay, so you can let go of an old vibration without judging everybody else that's in it. You can let go of an old vibration without feeling like you are abandoning people or leaving people behind, because there are so many people that are where they are. All right, it's spiritual ego to think we're the only person that could help them. We're not. There are so many people that will help them, that will fill that space. There's so many up and comers coming in that are still learning the lessons that you've now mastered and you're ready to move on to the next season. So trust the process. Okay, it's okay to let go. You will be taken care of. Your people will be taken care of. Okay, don't worry about leaving anybody behind. And you can still do charity work. You can still serve. You can still do pro bono work. I definitely do. Okay. Um, Next question. Gosh, it's already going fast, isn't it? The last question, actually, guys. Okay, so Nilla is saying, "Hi, Sky. Would love a reading about my eyes. What am I not seeing right nearby?" Okay, so immediately they're showing me like people close to you being like two-faced. They're showing me, like there's a kids film called Carolina, and what I'm hearing is that I'm seeing I'm literally seeing in my mind's eye the that kids film and the scene where Carolina's father says, everybody that's kind to you is kind to you for is kind to you with good intentions. Okay, so the angels are saying, like, you're refusing to see the people who are jealous. You're refusing to the people that don't really want you to succeed. There are friendships in your inner circle based on failure, based on victim consciousness, based on um, like agreeing to stay small. And they're saying that you're struggling to see that because I think it's someone close. So it's not going to be easy for you to grow. So I'm going to bring in the friendship angels to help you shift your inner circle. And so it is that lots of you light up as well. So all of you that know that in your mind is joined with other people that have profound victim consciousness, right? With other people that may profess to be spiritual, but they're paying lip service. They're not actually meditating. They're not actually, practicing gratitude or joy. They don't actually take care of their body. They're not actually living their divine life purpose, and they have no plan to do that. And they're still maybe stuck in unforgiveness, maybe stuck in the toxic relationship, and they're using you as a dumping ground. Yes, I can hear you going, "Oh no, yeah, your angels know." Okay, and it's hurting you more than you think, because it's making you lose faith in God. It's making you lose faith in the goodness and the promises and the blessings that God has for you manifesting. It's making you lose faith in the bright future, right? And it's because words are powerful, words create. So if you're listening to somebody constantly talking about what they don't have and how much they're suffering and how much nothing works for them, that's programming that's going into your mind. So let's release that, okay? There we go. Okay. That's shifting really beautifully. I'm getting Guy to do one more. I am breastfeeding, guys, so I am getting Guy through more, but my boobs are exploding. So bear with me if I look uncomfortable. If you're picking up, it's because I've got to go give more milk to baby number 2. Okay. Taja saying, hey Sky, I want to find out about what I should be doing in work to align with my soul's purpose. And am I in the right line of work? Okay, so they're showing me this shift from like okay, so what they're showing when I'm scanning you is like the program for I have to work really hard. Okay. And it's this energy of I'm only worthy of my good if I work really hard. I have to prove myself to God. I have to prove myself to people. So anybody that's running this program of hard work, this is going to burn you out. This is going to hurt you. And I say that from nothing resembling a high horse. I say that because I was the queen of burnout. Okay. So and I've only like given up that crown because baby number 2 was born and it just wasn't going to happen. Okay. I cannot wear the crown and be the mommy I need to be and be the spiritual teacher I need to be. I cannot wear the burnout queen crown and be that person. So it had to come off. That's how stubborn I am, but it's just the truth. Okay. So if you have the program of I have to work hard and gosh, some of you, it's like ancestral and there's so much immigration energy coming in here. Like I have to do it better. I have to do it harder. I have to prove that I'm just to be able to succeed in the world, which is very real for a lot of you in the illusion of 3D, but it's not real in God's truth and it's not real in the power of your manifestation. Okay. It's human truth, not God's truth. So can we shift you from human truth into God's grace and God's promise? Because God will do for you what you cannot do for yourself. God will give you the kind of success in 2 or 3 days that would take somebody else 10 years if you let God's favor come onto your life, if you let God's promises work through your life, if you let God's faith come in. There we go. Woo. Okay, so you're in the right line of work, but you need to shift into not like you need to create some products. You need to put your knowledge into the artistry and put your knowledge into online courses and a book. Because they're really showing me that you need to be able to create earning with ease. And right now, it's like you find it easier to create something else than to value and promote what you've already created. Bruno's saying, I was frequently burning myself out, receiving nothing, only worrying with work. Yeah, like it takes as much energy to worry as it takes to be visible. Okay. So if you feel yourself worrying, that's the same energy. There's no difference in the energy of worry than the energy of creativity. So if you feel yourself worrying about money, start talking well about the things that you create. So if I was to say to you, well, I made these courses and they're not as good as, some other courses, but I made them and I put some stuff in there and you can hear from my tone of voice that I don't believe in my work, that I don't think it's got value, I don't think it's got worth. You hear me? So even if they were the best and most incredible courses in the multiverse, you'd be like, meh, right? There's nothing interesting in that. Why would I do that? So you have to talk about your gifts and about your creations like they are the best thing God ever made, because they are. There is no other you. Nobody else can create the way you can create. Nobody else is going to make the things that you can make. That's why there's no competition. Right? If 100, 1,000, a million other people were to be teaching medical intuition, it still wouldn't be my competition, because they would teach it their own way. They would come out and with their own voice. They'd have their own frequency, their own vibration. That's why there can be like thousands of theta healers and thousands of theta healing teachers. And you can still be an incredibly successful theta healing teacher, because it's not about the modality. It's not about what you're teaching. It's about who you are, right? It's about the keys that you came here to unlock, the ways that you came here to serve. There we go. So it's about speaking about the things that you create with pride, with reverence, with power, with grace. Because otherwise, like, God gave you this gift. this incredible, beautiful gift, and you are just, imagine somebody gives you this Maserati as a gift, right? Or this Mercedes or a mansion house, and you're like, right? That's what happens when God gives you abundance and you refuse to acknowledge it or see it because it's coming in a way that you didn't expect. It's coming in a way that you don't understand. There's a reason it's coming in the form of creativity. There's a reason it's coming in the form of course creation or books or products, and it's so that you can receive with ease. It's so that you can be in the flow. It's so that you can have more in your life than just hard work, because God knows you've worked so many lifetimes, you deserve a rest. Okay, there we go. That's shifting beautifully. Okay, and Consuelo saying, hi Sky, I would like to know what is my strongest psychic gift. A few years ago, I was working on awakening, but then after that, I was judging a lot and I quit. But now I want to work again. Thank you. So when I'm tuning in, it's claircognizance and clairsentience. So if the first one is that you just know, that's claircognizance, and that's where a lot of the ideas are coming from. And the second one is clairsentience. So that's, you're an empath. You can feel the truth. Okay, and you can also feel other people's feelings. So I would work on claircognizance first, trusting your intuition, trusting the thoughts that come to you, like actually getting the divine guidance and then taking divine action straight away. Juliana's saying, I would love guidance on what to do for work and if I should move from London, where to go. I've been stuck for a while, not moving forward. Juliana, I'm really seeing you in Bali. I'm seeing you somewhere with a warm climate, like Bali or Dubai. There's an energy of like, you need the warmth, you need the sun, you need the rest. London is like, there's something about not getting enough sunshine. There's something about, not enough nature. So they're showing me somewhere warm, somewhere where you can put your feet in the ocean every day, somewhere where you can, where you feel like you're on holiday, where you feel like you're in luxury. Yeah, it's the same thing. You can stay in London, but allow yourself the energy. Go for walks on Hampstead Heath. Get yourself a coffee at expensive hotels. Like there's an element of luxury and an element of nature that you're missing, right? So let yourself go to the Botanic Gardens or Richmond. Go to the parks, like the really beautiful parks. You need nature, okay, for you to be unstuck, and you also need community. You need to start helping people. Okay, you need to start helping people, and then it's going to break you out of that stuckness. Because when we're stuck, we isolate and we're kind of waiting for something to happen. When you help people and you serve, things just start to happen because then you're in motion, right? You're a miracle in motion. Okay, I'm going to do our closing prayer, and I will see you guys either this week or next week. Bear with me. I'm going to see how this affects my energy. And in true mummy mode function, how it affects my milk and breastfeeding and all stuff like that, because I haven't done channeling this early postpartum before. And keep an eye on this space, because I will announce when I'm doing the next round. It'll either be this week or it will be next week. Okay. But I love you guys very much. If you want to know more about the self-study courses or about the next round of Medical Intuitive and you want to join the wait list, drop me a DM and we can have a conversation about which course would help you the most, because there's fierce fertility, weight loss, inner child, father wound, mother wound, so much that is now available. Trauma work, our trauma course is absolutely incredible. That came out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere. It came out of incredible medical intuitive students last year, because that's part of what they asked me for, and then I created to help them. Okay. I'm understanding. Can we access this replay again? As I was at an appointment earlier. Yeah, darling, it'll be up on YouTube and it will be up on Facebook. Okay. And it'll also be up in the Manifesting Health Facebook group. Okay. I'll get her to put the links underneath the YouTube video as well to the group, so that you guys can find it if you need it. Okay. I love you all very much. Let's do our closing prayer. O Great Spirit, Father Sky, Mother Earth, the winds, the waters, my Father, my Mother, Atanaha, all that is. We thank you for our lives, and we thank you for these good people. We thank you for all that we are and all that we are to become. We dedicate our time spent together and our relationships with one another to you. We ask that our suffering be ended and our pain be lifted to the love and to the peace that lay beyond. Aho, Amen, Namaste.